Hi, how are you? Welcome to Mystic Moons. Today we're going to take an in depth journey into the far out idea of was the eclipse, the April the 8th, 2024 eclipse, was it really real? Was it? Or was it Project Bluebeam? Since we have so much fantasy and artificiality and silence on so many topics, we might as well ask ourselves certain questions. Was the sign in the heavens actually a sign in the heavens? Now, for those of you who don't know what Project Bluebeam is, essentially it's a production between powerful entities or a concept of powerful entities creating a one world government, one world planet, planet Earth, governing body, and using a few visual effects, etc., to achieve that goal, essentially. And one wonders, with all the hoopla and commotion about April the 8th, 2024, the eclipse, was it a was it exactly what it seemed to be? In case anybody doesn't know, holograms today are not the holograms of yesterday. Not like Star Trek movies, on Nickelodeon or whatever it's on. It's holograms are very powerful. They have the appearance. Some of them have the touch. It's amazing what you can do with technology. And of course, remember, technology you see today has been around for 50 years under wraps, used by certain people. So I mean, it's not exactly what you would imagine it to be in terms of archaic or sophistication. So we have to ask ourselves the question, whenever we see something that's unusual, even usual, is this a reality or is it a fantasy reality? We have to ask. And of course, too, we have to keep in mind that even the day of the eclipse, April the 8th, 2024, there was a lot of chemtrails going in the skies along the patterns. I mean, a lot of people got sick, and they had sore throat, they had phlegm, they had this, they had that, fatigue. So I mean, there's elements that are not up for discussion, but they did happen, and they were noticed. I mean, tic tac skies are not God's creation. We know that. And there's not that many planes running around in that formation of tic tac toe. Anyway, besides the point, we're going to just ask our psychic nature, our psychic extra visions, if that eclipse was a product of Project Bluebeam. So anyway, let's get on that ship, that psychic ship, put on our psychic seatbelts and helmets, or hats, whatever, and let's take off and zoom around our beautiful blue planet and ask ourselves the question again, was the eclipse that we saw and it was promoted Project Bluebeam? And I mean, we could ask these questions. Why not? Inquisitive minds are capable of far-reaching thought and problem solving. So we must always keep ourselves alive and tantalizingly alive with concepts. Whether they're true or not is not exactly the exercise. The exercise is stretching your mind out to think about the improbable to be probable. And if so, what solutions or anticipations or anxieties or whatever. It's a exercise, a mental exercise. Think of it that way. And as we transcend our senses into the psychic world, of which we were very powerful, all of us. Some of us don't even know our power yet. Many of us don't even know our power. But try. You can latch on to other people's power, and we can explore this psychic world. The world of the unseen, the world of very much a reality. So let's go and think. Let's pick 3 random cards without further ado and say, what's the eclipse? A project Bluebeam exercise. Experiment. All right, 3 random cards. Let's see if we get like some sort of like direction on this idea. All right, now we have the 6 of Wands. Home run. Celebrations. Pulled it off. Possible. And then we have here the uncertainty card of the moon. It is still 50-50. And then we have the hermit. Clueless here. I am clueless as to why do I have the hermit. One person? No. Well, we do know NASA was involved. NASA's involved in Project Bluebeam. As the same thing as NASA was involved on very actively. With the 3 rockets firing into the moon shadows. It was very involved in the eclipse research, multiverse rather, and gravitational pulls, etc. So I see nothing clear yet. Let's take a dive into the first one we got. Let's see. Now, you understand too, Project Bluebeam is supposed to be off limits for thought processes to continue. However, let's just amuse ourselves and see if. Now we have 2 cards here under the applause and the laurels, and we pulled it off. Let's see what this is. We have justice. Hard work deserves praise, possibly. And we have a message, the King of Cups. Still clueless. I'm still clueless here. It could be a great show. Now, I don't understand how come I have the moon uncertain what? Or maybe. Why do I have maybe? Okay. Let's see if I have some clarity. 2 random cards. Does it give me any clarity? We have the world. And we have the star. All these major arcana cards. Now, if I have the world and I have the star, it could be. It just could be the planetary aspects of the whole thing. But could be, in terms of like Earth, the heavenly bodies, the sun, the moon, and the Earth, and planets in alignment. It could be that way. However, let's try the hermit. Let's go in for the hermit. 2 random cards. 2 random cards. Let's just go in here. Okay, 2 random cards. Now we have the King of Cups. And we have the disagreement card. That tells me not much. Not much. And so let's try another deck. Let's try another deck and see if, let me just turn these all the same way. Let's see. Let's just see if all right, we have here. Now let's see if we can get something with this deck, because it's not exactly, I'm not getting any particular answer to this disagreement or agreement other than, let's see now. We have the laurels, great show. The message, a great show, and perhaps it was unclear, the results, and that it was some disagreeing elements involved. Still nothing. All right, we're going to shuffle, and we're going to take three cards of this deck and see if we could get something. All right, try it this way, one here, and shuffle a little bit more and see if we can get this blue bean, one here, and we'll throw one from, stick one here. 3 random cards. Let's see if we can get some intel. Start with this one. Now here we have the 3 of Pentacles. Again, working together. That seems like on this side the Six of Wands. The 6 of Wands, the heroes, and the 3 of Pentacles all works out. That I have good show. If it was really Project Bluebeam. Now on this side we have the sun. Very well. We have the moon. It was the moon. Here we go. It was the moon. It was the moon eclipse. Right? And we have the sun. All right, on this deck. And we have the star and the world. Right? We have the moon. We have the sun. And under the moon, we have the star and the moon. It was a lunar eclipse, a total eclipse. And we have the star, and we have the world, and we have the moon. All right, that fits more. All right, you see that? Okay. Now, on this side, we have the 5 of Swords. Well, we have all these pathetic cards under the Hermit. And this with the King of Cups, meaning maybe it didn't go off. Meaning what? It didn't go off as planned, or it was. Let me throw 2 more on this one. Seemed to. What was it? Was it? Not quite. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was. But was it totally? Why did they do NASA and CERN, even though it started? CERN was started a couple days prior because the political overtones are starting the same day of the 8th, where the eclipse was like too much of a burden to, It was too obvious, too something. All right, now we'll have these two. We have the Page of Cups and we have the Seven of Swords. Well, we have the sneaky idea. A sneaky idea that we have a sneaky idea that didn't really, we have, not everything was above board. Okay. Not all the, okay, what we saw, not everything was, of course, informed to the masses. Once again, there were some elements, which for our own protection, because we have weak minds, the masses, there were some elements that were kept from us. And it was on a need to know basis, as that phrase goes. Five of Swords. There was a lot of issues between, I'd say, there were a lot of issues connected with the eclipse. And infighting, outfighting, and certain groups went ahead with their own agendas without collaborating with the other. Without collaborating with the other. So the information is not exactly forthcoming. But there's something going on with the eclipse. Something that went along with the eclipse. And responsibilities in the hands of a few, very few. We weren't told the whole thing about the story about the eclipse. So to answer the question, something happened about the eclipse, I would say. And since in practicality or information-wise, Project Bluebeam is not even in existence, it's also hypothetical, but I can say a sense of our psychic waves that something went down on April the 8th, 2024. And it's open to interpretation. Open to interpretation. And it seems as though there's some lingering parts to it still to be discovered. Seems to be. All right. I think that covers it for now. For now, it's not like unlike a subject that we would. In other words, we might go back to it again because there's some element to it. There's some element to the eclipse that is not totally understood. And of course, we'll have to wait until the papers come in for the experiments that were done in time. But there's some lingering things. So anyway, if you have anything and thoughts about the matter, please send comments. Press the like button if you liked it. And if you care to donate to the community to keep having interesting ideas thrown out to us for our discussions, please do. Private readings are available as well, and you can email me at mysticgalaxymoons@gmail.com, and we can explore many, many things together. The world is ours to explore. We're here and now. We shouldn't be silent. We should think and contemplate and use our brain matter. So, heart, thank you for joining me. And until next time, bye bye.